Yeah, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Camera Yogi 23. Today the weather is cloudy, but it's not cold. It's just very good. Not cold, not hot. It's just very good for the August, weather. So in this part of the world, winter is now coming to an end. So the temperatures are very good now. Winter is coming to an end, so everything's going to change dramatically. And the other thing is, for the past 2 weeks, it has been raining very heavily here. Very heavy. This part of the world, the rain falls a lot during winter. So it stopped raining here about 2 days ago. So even though it has been raining a lot, there wasn't much that was happening, except only things that were growing is the weeds. There's a lot of weeds in the garden. There's a lot of weeds that have been growing. So I'll help show how these weeds we're growing. See, especially here, there's plenty of these weeds. Plenty of these weeds growing here. See? Plenty of these weeds. Plenty of these weeds growing. So I'll need to do something about them today, because I'm not working today, so I've got a chance to do something. I can't just let them grow like this, like this on the lawn, because the problem is, if I don't do something about it, they grow like this, and then they happen to have seeds. Once they get seeds, then they'll spread their seeds around, and then what will happen, more will come up, more and more will come up, then it will be a disaster. So after a few minutes, I'll come back and do something. But firstly, I'll just show around the whole of this area. See all these weeds, plenty of weeds going on, because I wasn't very active in the garden because of the cold. But the grass is still okay. What I will do, I'll just bring the other mower, the trimmer. It's the one that I will use. See how much weeds we have now. There's plenty of these weeds. So I'll bring the trimmer and then just mow them down. And also, what is the other problem that is growing here is this winter grass. This one is called winter grass. Winter grass is growing so rapidly. There's plenty of it, at the back of the house. Plenty of this winter grass and weeds, But the garden also is doing very well. I planted some lettuce last week here on this bed, and also I planted some coriander. The coriander is not doing very well, but yeah, I think it's too early to comment that whether they're growing well or not, but it looks like they are not growing. But the lettuce is okay. It looks like they're growing. And then here I've got my kale. There's plenty of kale here. Plenty kale. There's a lot of it, Plenty of this kale. It was growing. It has been growing very nicely. Plenty of it. My wife yesterday harvested some. Then we had it for dinner with other things, So there's plenty of it. See, plenty of the corn, and also some winter grass is growing in this vegetable garden, in these beds. So whenever I'm around, I always try to pick up the winter grass, just get rid of it. Because if you don't pick the grass and weeds, they'll grow out of proportion. There's plenty of things happening in the garden, but it's now getting warmer. It's only very cold in the morning and at night, but during the day it's okay. It's not very cold, or it's not very hot. So at the moment, the time is about 10 minutes past 1 in the afternoon, so it's still you know, it's still okay. That's why it is still warm soon after lunch, so it's okay. So the weather, that's how the weather is. And also this way, the update about the weeds. See, there's plenty of these weeds, and also this napier grass, I mean this winter grass growing around. Then there's this plenty of winter grass growing within my vegetables. So there's a lot of work that I will do today. I have to harvest also these the chilies, and also destroy the plants, destroy them completely, and then just cut them and throw them inside the beds. And that's what I'll do. So this other area here, last time I grew some lettuce. It's coming up. I don't think that it is bad. It's coming. I can see here, there. There's a lot of it. Yes, it's gonna be growing very, very well. And then this is parsley. There's plenty of it. Plenty of parsley. That's what is going on here. So that's what is going on. So I'm also having a little bit of flu, but it doesn't stop me from working. So that's what it is. So at the moment I'm going to grab my tools. What I'll start harvesting that thing there, and getting rid of the weeds from that bed over there, and then I'll start mowing the grass. Yes, so stay tuned. Yeah, now I'll try to pick up these grasses and weeds from the garden bed as much as I can. I try by all means to remove almost all of them, and then the thing that I'll do is to just put the removed grass into the compost bin. Once I leave them lying around, they grow again. They develop. Their roots, they're very resistant. The reason is that because it's winter, there's no more sun heat, they grow easy. So what I'll do, I'll remove them and put them in the compost bin, so that they rot there. In the compost bin, there's no games. They will rot there. So what I'll be doing, just pick them up. I've got very nice lettuce here. So this winter grass is creating a lot of havoc. Yeah. And including weeds also. I can see some other weeds here that are growing. They're growing as well. So what I'll do, I'll remove all the weeds and place them into the compost bin. I also trim some of these vegetables. They've grown too much. They've grown out of proportion. Yes, try to trim as much as I can. So then put most of it into the compost bin. So there's a lot. Get rid of the weeds and trim them in this one. Plenty of this. Get rid of the winter grass. I think this has done a lot on this side. I'll also trim these ones. There's a lot to be trimmed. You know, some of them are just breaking on the ground, which is not good. That's why they get attacked by insects, because they are trekking on the ground. There's a lot to be done here, man. I haven't done much because of the winter, and I need to trim them. Don't need to destroy them. Too much winter grass, too much weeds. Too much weeds here. Too much weeds and too much napier grass. Also some overgrowth of these, some of these vegetables. They need to be pruned, you know. Need pruning. This, all these, they need to be pruned. If I leave them like that, they won't be healthy. See, the winter grass also is doing whatever they want. Plenty of it. Too much overgrowth here. Just too much of this overgrowth. Some of them are now starting to produce flowers. That means they are no longer viable, and I need to remove them and put to earth. There's too much napier grass and overgrowth. Too much overgrowth. But I will sort it out today. I'm not working today. I'm going back tomorrow. You want me to work on Tuesday. So I'm not sure that I get rid of the weeds and try to thin it and prune some of these vegetables that is overgrown. I think I've done my job. Yes. Now the next thing to do is to harvest these chilies. Yes, over there, that's where I keep them. That's where I keep these supporters. These supporting reeds help a lot. They do help a lot. So yes, that's what it is. So I'm continuing to cut up this. That's what is left now. But also, but no watering today, because after finishing here, I've done a lot. There is no need for me to do anything. I'll do the watering maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. That's when I might think about doing the watering. That's the end. Yes, that's the end. So what I'll do, I'll bring them, those plants that and the weeds into this compost bin here. That's what I'll do. Inside this thing. The egg that is trapped in there. If you open up, they just come out rushing out. They want to get into your eyes, into your mouth. Ow. It's hell, man. Right. So these are the chilies that I harvested. Just very few. I don't need to grind these ones. I'll just put them in the fridge like this. I'll be picking them one by one. That's what I'll do. So now I'm gonna get ready to get my machine ready to work. To start working. Stay tuned. Yeah. There's more of these weeds here. I have to uproot them, make sure that they are off. Because if I don't do that, they'll make seeds. And once they make seeds, they'll be difficult to control. So now I think it's time to do something, because they'll start growing very fast. Winter is coming to an end. So once they start getting warm, they'll grow very fast. So by growing fast, that means because most of them are fully grown now, they'll just, and some of them are already producing flowers. That means they are now getting matured. They are ready to produce seeds at any time. The beds are wet, very wet, because of this rain that was falling all over this area. So they are wet. The ground is wet. So I'm doing my best to make sure that I get rid of the weeds. This is a dragon plant. I haven't harvested anything from this plant. I don't know why. It makes some seeds, then from there you don't know what happens after that. I don't understand exactly what's going on. Yeah. Maybe there's something that I need to do. Maybe there's a special fertilizer that I need to apply so that they grow. I don't know. I only see flowers, then after that, that's the end. So yes, removing all these are dangerous. These things are pricking me. These roses have the thorns. They prick your fingers. They prick your fingers, and then it's very uncomfortable when you're working, trying to weed this area. The roses are busy pricking your fingers. I think I've done a lot of work here. Yeah. Nearly done. Then I'll come back to the lawn. Then you cut all the weeds. Yes. Remove everything. Get rid of everything. Yes, so done. Yeah, done very well. Removed all the, got rid of all the. So the machine that I'm using today, the machine that I'm using is this one. I'm going to get the batteries, you connect the battery there. I'll do it quickly, make sure that it's not much here. I'll just use this thing, it will do the work very, very quick. So stay tuned. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I've cut the weeds now. It looks like very good now. Looks very, very reasonable than what it was. What is left now is you know, from the garden that is from running. That mixing with water and with the water quickly, not watering like when you are watering the garden to be wet, no. Spray kind of thing. Yes, that's what it is. That's what I'll do. Maybe I'll see tomorrow. Maybe another day. Maybe next week, because this is the beginning of you know, it's starting. This is winter is now coming to an end, so I'm now starting to get really active in the garden, because a lot of things are happening now. There's a lot of weeds growing and so on. So I might, maybe in a few weeks, I might think of buying. But I don't think that I'll do that tomorrow. I don't know. I will see. Some circumstances will dictate whether I do or not. Yes, if I'm not busy with anything, I might do that. I might go to Bunnings and get some insecticide. Yeah, mix it. That's the chemical that we mix with water. And then after mixing with water, then you start working on this these are the weeds there. Just keep everything, the plant, branches, everything. Because if I do this, that means they'll have to start growing again. By that time, I'll have organized myself. Give them time to grow to a size where they produce flowers. So that's what it is. So we start working on these ones here. Yeah, done. Looks like I'm done now. Everything's good now. This is how it looks like. Very different from what I showed earlier on. Looks very, very nice now. Looks very, very, very good. Even though this is a short-term measure, but I've done my best. I'm not to do anything. So it's better than doing nothing. So everything looks good now. As far as I'm concerned, I cut them well. Except this one here. I need to cut this one. Yes, done. Then this one too. Yes, I've done it. So I've done everything for today. I think that is all that I can say I can do. So that's what it is. And then it's still time now. It's around 2 o'clock, so there's plenty of time. So that's how it is. Just the beginning. I haven't done garden work for a very long time. So this is the beginning. So during the weeks to come, I know there'll be a lot of work to do with the garden, because the weather is changing now. It's becoming a bit warmer than previously. So that means I put more effort to clean up and also to do proper lawn mowing with the big machines. Yeah, at the moment, what I did today, that's enough. So as it can be seen, I'll move around and show exactly what I've done. See, all here, so it's all good. So I can finish up with picking some I missed. So there was a lot of mess around here. So it looks good now. It looks good now. Looks good as far as I'm concerned. And then the bad part was this one here, this lawn here, and the bed, the rose bed. It looks very clean and tidy. No more weeds. But there is the other part which is outside. There's not much outside. I can see. I can go the whole there. There's those they call clove. I don't know what they call them. Clove something. They are the ones that are growing out there. They don't grow up like going high up. Mostly they spread around the lawn, spread. Once you realize that there is many of them, they'll have spread and then they'll have spread into many areas. So it is very difficult even to try to uproot them. It's very difficult. So the only problem that I will do with those ones, I will just I'll go get to Bunnings and get the chemicals and just mix them, and then get the watering can and get rid of them. That's the only way to get rid of them. So that's what it is. Yeah, that's what I will do. So I would like to say thank you very much. Thank you very much to all those people who subscribe to my channel. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. So I also thank everyone who is always viewing my videos, and I would like to ask you to do some comment on the section, comment section below, and also please when you watch the video up to the end, so that I can get some view hours, some watch hours in fact. So please help. I need those watch hours. So that's what it is. So I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.